Morning. My name is Wayne, and welcome to my world. Wow, we're getting into the final stages of a year that, for some people, has been the best. For some people, it was better than they thought, and for some people, maybe they need to look at seriously what they wish they would have done. But either way, I always feel that Halloween is the warm up for the end of the year, for activities and fun and rethinking. Then I always feel Thanksgiving, which I hope you had a beautiful one because I sure did, is the setup. And then I believe as we start next month and into the next year, whatever you're celebrating, whether it's Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, a combination of all three, or any other holiday you respectfully celebrate, this is the show up time. You get to go places, it feels good. Houses for sale, smell better. It's okay to have messes. A lot of advantages to this time of the year for a lot of people. So enjoy your holidays. Let's get into a topic I think for many of you is easily thought about, but often overlooked. We use the word periodically. It's prosperity. And I would like to fan your prosperity flame to such an intensity today that the hot water of mediocrity converted into the steam of outstanding success. See, prosperity is something you reach for, but oftentimes forget to grab when it's there. Other times it was there, but you missed it. There's many ways of looking at this, but prosperity is a process. And prosperity is one part of our three-part, I guess you'd say, series of statements we'll be covering today. One of which is the concept of passion. The next one is purpose. Prosperity only seems to evolve for people when they acknowledge their passion and align their purpose. So the first question you have to think about is, what really is your passion? You have to explain to the person you meet, the first person you meet after this is over today, what would you explain your passion is? How do you show it? How often do you think about it? Is it a part of your focus each morning? Is it a part of your to-do plan to have your passion move forward? And once you have a solid passion, some people call it a mission statement, core values, a lot of different words, but passion sounds to me so right-brained, so emotional. What is your passion? And what are your secondary and tertiary passions? And once you have that focused like a laser beam, then you look at your purpose on things you will do to achieve and grow that passion. And passion is not perfection. Passion is not just perfection. It becomes something that, combined with your power, you can get the roles assigned to you by other people's scripts. This is a T.D. Jakes quote, and I kind of like it. If you don't discover your passions, purpose, and power, and in Wayne's world, because my right brain works on acronyms, power is my acronym for a 5-word phrase. The psychology of win-win equals results. As you well know, I'm a collaborative person. My negotiation skill set, my life skill set is based on a win-win collaborative approach. And so the psychology of win-win equals results. So my passion, so your passion has to be identified, written down, something you want, not something somebody wants for you. This is where a lot of people, I best can say, maybe don't realize that they are not driving themselves towards their passion. They have other people that influence their lives. They don't get to do what they really, really love. They're in something they don't like. They're doing things on a daily basis that don't seem to help them. They're not passionate because it's not their passion. I cannot do your goals. You cannot do my goals. In the same respect, I can't I can't tell you what passion you should have, and you shouldn't be telling me what passion I should have. We have to find that ourselves. We have to find, attract, and keep that passion in our hearts. And that starts to grow our purpose, and everything we do serves that purpose. My tagline, many taglines, one of my taglines is good, better, best. Never let it rest until I can do as good as my better best. Because I don't want to be the best, because that's perfection. I do not demand perfection of myself, nor should I demand perfection of anyone. I should expect excellence. I think perfection is something that may be a word that seems to be a nice thing, but nothing is perfect. And everything you think is perfect is not perfect to somebody else. Have you ever walked into a home with a client and you thought it was very, very clean? And they said, oh my God, this place is dirty, or vice versa. See, their passion for cleanliness is not your passion for cleanliness. When you're in a hotel room, do you leave things around differently than you do in your home? Because you're only there for a temporary stay? Do you put as many things away each day? See, passion and perfection are not something that should be equal. Just expect excellence. If nothing else, your passion should help you become more amazing. But if you do this, then you get to move forward on the roles assigned by other people's scripts. Because again, we still have to feel around what other people want. My clients expect certain things. You know what you have to do to satisfy your clients. But I'm passionate about serving my clients. In fact, I really feel I don't sell real estate. I serve clients, because one of the definitions from a different dialect uses the word sell from a word called selje, S-E-L-J-E, means to serve. I've always felt I was serving somebody. I'm a servant leader. In fact, I feel I'm serving you right now by providing you some maybe thoughts, tactics, ideas, things, reminders. This may be very much of a reminder session for many of you, or a refocus for many of you. But that's my job, to serve you for the time we have together. As a wealth whisperer, I believe my passion is to be able to help other people, and therefore I will get what I want, i.e., I build my wealth. As you well know, my solid mentor and motivation has been Zig Ziglar, and he always said something that hit me every day. I heard it and say it often myself. You can have anything in life that you want, i.e., my passion, as long as you help other people get what they want. And that's what we do. We help people buy and sell the most expensive asset they probably will own. And hopefully we also help them invest. And hopefully my passion has transformed itself into your passion, buying at least 2 income properties each and every year you're a realtor. As your exit strategy, as your passive income, as a tax benefit, and as a way to prove I believe in what I sell. Now, with that said, that's why I feel so strongly your passion is your true power. So what are you doing as a plan for next year, as well as finish off this year, to express your passion for life? Are you possibly giving more to people this time of the year? Are you helping more people? But the more you express your passion, the more people feel your passion, because it's you. It's just you. It oozes. The more irresistible you become to others. I'm a real estate investor. I'm passionate about that. My life would never be where it's at because of anything else but my real estate investments and my business investments. That's my passion. And I can help people if they feel that's their passion, which is why we're together. But this is a quote from Dr. Barbara DeAngelis, a very interesting lady I met on the speaker circuit years ago, traveling 3, 4, 5 days a week, speaking in many different states and living in hotels and flying from one spot to another. You meet a lot of the same people in airports and in speaking engagements, conventions. Many of you probably saw some great friends you haven't seen for a while at the NAR convention in Orlando. Dr. Barbara DeAngelis has a whole series of infomercials. They were very popular about 20, 25 years ago. They still are. But she talked about relationships, building relationships, and having passion in your relationship. And you have to realize sometimes passions change, because her most popular program was making love work. And some people think she's the best person to learn how to make love work, because she had to make it work several different times. In addition to the time she might have been dating, might have been with some people, Dr. Barbara DeAngelis has been married 5 times. Some people think that's a blessing. Some people think it's not. Either way, she brings a lot of experience about passion and love to the table to share with people, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But your passion is your true power. If you're going to have a psychology of winning that equals results, you have to be passionate. The more you discover and express your passion, the more irresistibly you become. It's very simple. Now, moving forward, found some neat quotes that might get you think about some things, and one is based on dreams. Some people dream just to dream. Some people dream to help them grow and resolve a problem. I don't know how you dream. You dream in color, black and white. What are your dreams? But either way, you need to have some dream time, not just when you're sleeping, but every so often, maybe a little daily vacation to think back and dream about how you can overcome obstacles that prevent you from reaching your full potential. What's holding you back? What thing could you change starting in 2023 or getting a jump start at the end of 2022 that are preventing you and have prevented you this year? What was it? The first point in understanding how to solve your problems and overcome them is to admit you have one. One of the first questions I ask in my coachability questionnaire for my coaching students is, yes or no, do you admit you need help? They have to admit they need help, and they're willing to give me some blind faith, which is my second question. That helps me understand they are passionate about reaching a potential they haven't reached. Getting rid of the self-fulfilled behaviors. Is it? I don't like change. Solution dreams can help you overcome obstacles. You've got to dream about solving a problem. Once again, maybe it's even best to think of it as an opportunity, not a problem. That's the psychology or the mindset. But either way, this is a very simple, I think, relevant quote to think about. And so when do you take some time to have a solution dream? Is it every morning when you wake up as part of your meditation, or in the afternoon or the evening? Not here to judge how you come up with ways to overcome obstacles, but to realize you need to overcome obstacles. And one of the biggest ones of growing is fear. We'll allude to that a bit later. Another quote was from Albert Einstein. An intuitive mind is a sacred gift. Wow. How many of you have used your mind intuitively yesterday? And what did you learn? And also realize the rational mind is a faithful servant. See, most of us work on emotions and justify rationally. We buy on emotions and justify on rational. We make decisions emotionally, then justify them rationally. And so the process of becoming more passionate is understanding the intuitive mind and the rational mind. And you can read some studies on left brain, right brain, and pursue that if you want to. Just realize you create a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. That intuitive mind, we just don't work as much on our intuition, our gut. I talk about a guts gauge when I make business decisions, when I take risks, because some people don't have the same guts gauge I do. Maybe that's part of my passion. I remember years and years ago when meeting Tony Robbins and talking about some opportunities together, I actually did the fire walk twice. And it was a very passionate thing for me that said, I can do that. My guts gauge had to be lifted up. So I had the guts to do that. That was my intuitive mind talking versus my rational mind. So many people that day did not do the fire walk because they rationalized the negativity of it and the stupidity of it. It even took Oprah Winfrey years and years and years to actually believe in the fire walk. And you can go on YouTube and watch her video because she was very skeptical. She had a rational mindset that overcame her intuitive mindset. So part of your passion is really working on your intuitive mind. And there's loads of books, loads of authors, loads of people that can help you grow that if that's a focus you would like. The key to your passion is having a presence that focuses like a laser beam on something. And just to remind you, in Wayne's World, once again, focus is an acronym for a 5-word phrase. Follow one course until successful. See, we do too many things. We got this, we got that, we got these, we got those. And then we go through the whole day with a lot of activity and no accomplishment. That was last week's time management session. Go back and look at it on my Facebook page if you want to watch that. Because time control is a wealth builder. Time freedom is why you can build wealth in a way that you can't by just earning money. Earn time. So looking at this mindset of emotional versus rational things we do, we have to realize there are ways of identifying our best styles. This one is very, very, very old. It's called the Enneagram. It looks at 9 personality types. You might have seen it in a different way. It's got a lot of ups and downs and positives and negatives in many people's minds. But it's become kind of revived in the last, I'd say, couple of years. There's more people getting involved in reading about it, taking seminars. And you probably right now are looking at this and saying, ooh, I think I'm that. So take a moment. Which 2 do you really feel are your strongest personality types? And which 2 do you think are your weakest? And if you're not sure about what each one means, we'll cover that in a moment. But just from your gut feeling, which 2 do you feel you are strongest about? And if somebody met you and talked to you, what would they feel are your personality types? And which ones do you think you're just not? Then realize every one of those is somebody you know. And therefore, we'll see in a few moments why profile blending is a powerful tool to work on your passion. But you need to understand your personality type because part of your passion is based on your personality. Some people just don't have the same drive, dedication, discipline, or desire as other people. Their passion. See, passion is really that. Passion is really desire, determination, dedication, and discipline. That's how you build a passionate life. So think about it. What's your real dedication? Your desire, your yearning power, not your earning power. What's your discipline? Last week I mentioned every day starts with 86,400 seconds. By the time we're done with this program today, you will have used up half of those 86,400 seconds. There's only going to be 43,600 seconds left for you to reach a predetermined goal, accomplish what you set to accomplish, or just do the things you planned on doing to start your week after Thanksgiving, or what some people call Cyber Monday. So now that you've had a chance to feel what those are, let's take a moment and let's just give you a quick summary of what their characteristics are. And probably you should go to the ones you like first and see if those words sound like you or feel like you or, yeah, that's me. Remember, every one of them has something you probably are in some way, shape, or form. I don't consider myself an artist in the true sense of the word. I can't paint. I can't create. I don't even appreciate some of the art I see at a museum that other people see that I don't see. But I am creative. But I'm definitely not introverted. So I know that's why I'm not an artist. I'm definitely not an introverted person. I'm not a perfectionist, so I'm not a reformer. What about you? And we're going to see how these 9, in my mind, feel into or move into another packet that many people use today. But understanding breeds empathy. Christopher Eldis said that. Sometimes we look at other people and we think we understand them, but we become empathetic about that. Not sympathetic, empathetic. So with that said, just look at this and say, yeah, that's me. Okay. Are you self-assured? Now take this for a moment and see if you remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The 5 levels: physiological, safety, love and affection, self-esteem, self-realization. Because every one of these personality styles or types is somewhere on that ladder. And your passion evolves when you want to go from one level of Maslow to the other. And my guess is many of you here, if you've been in the real estate business for a long time and have set your goals and done some of the things other people don't do, you might be on that love and affection, self-esteem, maybe self-realization. I don't know. But I'm guessing you're beyond satisfying your physiological needs and your safety needs. With that said, as you look at growing, you have to be what I call inspirationally dissatisfied. If you always think what you always thought, you always get what you always got. If you always get what you always got, you always think what you always thought. You've got to realize that you've got to continue to grow. If you want to have a $100,000 a year income, you'll never have a $250,000 income. If you want a $250,000 income, you'll never have $500,000 income. If you want $1 million, you'll never have $2 million. If you want $3 million, you'll never have $5 million. See, we don't see ourselves in a passionate way. We get so close to something. How old do you want to be? So you said you've lived a filled life. I always tell people, and some people laugh at it, some people don't. I grew up at a time when a weathercaster used to put people's pictures on Smucker's jelly jars on the Today Show, Wilbur Scott. My goal has always been to be on the Today Show on the front of a Smucker's jar because I'm 100 years old. But you know what? I'll bet you whatever number you want that when I get to be 99 years, 11 months, and 30 days, I want to go to 102 or 103 because I'm inspirationally dissatisfied. My passion is to continue to grow. I want to reach out and grow, or I shrivel up and quit. That's a passion. And we reach it many different ways. So now you got to feel for who you think you are. The only way to find out is take an Enneagram test and see if it makes that purpose possible. Another area, and this is the one I spent a lot of my life on for many, many years, training as well as learning from, and probably understood myself better than ever. This one's taken on many different names, many different forms, but it basically is nothing more than something this gentleman in 1928, people, 1928, nearly 100 years ago, wrote this book, The Emotions of Normal People. His name is William Moulton Marston. If you pull that book out of the archives or buy it someplace in many different editions, you'd swear it was written just this year. That's how true it still is. And because of his work and his genius, many of us, including me, have either trained and or taken, or both, what an assessment that's called the change assessment. And this is the man I spent a lot of my time with from Target Training International and used a program. Bill Bonstetter said it's not the people that don't like change. It's the people that don't like to be changed. See, we all want to change. We know change is good. It's, do we want to be changed? Because being changed takes a challenge, a commitment. It's changes, challenges, and choices. We've talked about that. So Bill helped me get my business of doing personality assessments for companies, realtors, cities, in fact. And he also created a program that helped me create a profile blending. Once we knew the basic style of people, how do I blend my profile into theirs? This has become valuable in the real estate profession. Some of the top agents, maybe many of you have already taken the DISC assessment. William Moulton Marston created it. I believe Bill Bonstetter perfected it. And I had the pleasure and privilege of working with Target Training International, Bill Bonstetter, and helped me profile blend. He did it a lot with farmers. I helped incorporate into the real estate world and business world. So if you've taken this, I think you probably remember the 4 components, the characteristics. This is available online for free. Now, some company's going to want to send you information and have you sign up for seminars, but if you want the DISC assessment to take, they'll let you take it, they'll send you it. I would recommend you do it. In fact, we're doing this at our local board of realtors for our board of directors. And you will be so empowered when you know not only what your main styles are, because there's no bad style. There is no bad style. Every agent that's licensed in this country is one of those 4. Predominantly, it's that not all of you have the same one as others. There's some very compliant agents. I've negotiated with them. They're basically very easy to negotiate with because they give in too easily. And I know if I'm a steady agent and I'm dealing with a compliant agent, I negotiate differently than if I'm an influencing agent negotiating with that compliant agent. See, every one of these styles has a certain characteristic set that must be accepted when you're with the other side, because you can get into a lot of tough times. An influencing person works much differently than a steady person. Clients expect different things. An accountant who's usually a high C expects details, specifics. They don't want just the annual utilities. They want the monthly utilities. They'd love to have the weekly utilities. They'd love to see utilities in the wintertime versus summertime in a cold climate. Or the air conditioning bill in the hottest months versus the coolest months in a warm climate. You just want to know the bill. You might not even care what the bill is. You just pay it. And even dealing with these people, it's very easy for 2 eyes to get together and nothing accomplished because they're both just having a good time. They're enthusiastic, they're warm, they're persuasive. And if they're a low eye, and there's some people at the bottom to give you a perspective. Maybe you align with these people already, and that might give you a clue as to what your predominant style might be. But the only way to find out is take a DISC assessment. And like I said, some real estate companies, we have a company I train for that uses it part of their agent selection process. They've given their top agents the DISC profile, see what their styles are, and then they see how brand new potential agents blend into that style. Because likes. That's a powerful emotional process in the success strategies I present to people. Likes. It's called the sameness principle in psychology. Therefore, if a top producer is this, and this, then these people that want to sell real estate or I'm bringing them in for their company are this, and this, my chances of success are going to be equal because they blend into my core values, into my passion as a real estate entity. You could read another set of lists from somebody and find more people that are famous high Ds, high Is, high S's, or high Cs. And some of these people you know. Some of these people you know. We just watched a Packers game yesterday. Aaron Rodgers shows up as a high S. He's very steady. He may also have some D tendencies in him also. A lot of high S's usually have some strong D tendencies. There's a lot of packages here you need to be. So take a moment, realize the Enneagram is a good beginning because it branches it down into 9. It's a good start for you. Once you see how that unfolds, then take a look at the DISC assessment and see what really is you. This one's going to be more useful. At least it is to me in business and real estate. I've been training and using DISC. I started using DISC, I'm going to say early 80s with Bill Bonstetter and a local Illinois genius named Sandy Karn. That was my beginning of understanding and using the DISC theory. And since then, I've trained entire cities, real estate companies, corporate offices, and corporate executives. And I just took it myself again so I can have a reassessment. And I'm just waiting for the results. DISC, Enneagram, 2 good things to think of as you want to look at perfecting your passion in terms of being excellent in it. Now, Mahatma Gandhi, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Changes, challenges, and choices. Part of a passion and part of prosperity is making changes. We have to shift, it's called. Look how many people shifted in the last couple of years because of the way our life has changed due to all the ups and downs and positives and negatives. Some people never had the years they had in real estate over a lifetime, not just a brand new agent, but somebody from 10, 15, 20 years of business. Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi all have some great quotes to live by. If you looked at my business card, I use Indira Gandhi's quote that says, "You can't shake hands with a clenched fist." But be the change that you wish to see in the world. And then as you want to make changes in your life, that's a go-up goal. A go-up goal is making changes. I believe every time I want to change, I'm going up in life. I'm reaching out and growing versus shriveling up and quitting. Now, as we look at some of these quotes, whether you agree or disagree or think they're cute is not the point. The point is, in my mind, they help me with my passion as I read them. And as I mentioned earlier, maybe that problem is an opportunity or a possibility. So we all have a lot of possibilities. We all have a lot of opportunities. That's the prosperous way of looking at them. Looking at them as obstacles and problems drives you down versus builds you up. Roy Bennett, probably never heard of that man, made that quote. I like it. I shared it. So let's, I think, leave this behind and realize a phrase I use a lot. That which you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe it, and enthusiastically act upon must inevitably come to pass. It must. The shortened phrase is conceive it, believe it, achieve it. That's a way to build a passionate, powerful future. To become more prosperous, because I'm always looking at imaginations. That's my dream board, my vision board, whatever it might be. I want it. I believe I'm going to get it. And I act upon it enthusiastically. And by the way, I don't know if you're looking at the screen or listening, but you do see the misspelling. That believe, receive, there's I's and E's I never understand. I don't know why I put an extra I in there, but I did. But you know, those 2 I's could be out of there and that word wouldn't change. I could spell it B-E-L-E-V-E and we all be happy. Believe. I don't hear the I's. Why I put 2 in, I don't know. Although the teacher said there's an I before an E or some crazy rule I don't remember. Thank God for spell check that didn't work on this one because it was on a PowerPoint. But the bottom line is, if you can't spell a word two ways, you're not flexible. That's my way of thinking. You decide how you want to handle it. But wow, look at these questions. See, because if you look at prosperity, what was your best memories? I had a chance over Thanksgiving to reflect with the family I was with, talking about my parents and grandparents. What were some of my best memories? Maybe you talked about that. But part of your prosperity is realizing where you came from and what you did or had or didn't have or didn't do. But more importantly, what fear would you like to overcome? We all know there's many acronyms for the word fear. The most common one is false evidence appearing real. A lot of people worry about stuff they can't control. But what's your biggest fear? Is it failure? Is it a relationship that's not going to work? Is it a change you think you should make, but it's hard to step out of your comfort zone? See, that's the issue. Your comfort zone holds you back. You're not inspirationally dissatisfied, hence you don't reach prosperity. And then the key thing, look around yourself. What things could you change? Just the layout of a room, a different view might make for a different feel when you walk into your home. And then above all, we need to spend a little time thinking about your spiritual habits. And I'm not here to become a religious guru, but I do know in the mid-60s, I learned something so powerful from what I feel is the most successful, wonderful, generally amazing man, Vince Lombardi, when he told us only three things are important to you: your religion, your family, and the Green Bay Packers, in that order. So we do have a spiritual issue to begin with, but that's something that's personal, and I think it's not something we need to spend our time on here. But I do notice a difference in prosperity for people that have that happen. And again, there's your dream. Here's your vision. If you could go anywhere, where would you go? Where would you travel to? What would you want to see? What would you want to do? Those are just questions that sometimes have to be out there to help you understand your passion and your focus on prosperity. Because if you become prosperous, you can travel to those places. And then there's President Lincoln telling me something that I honestly realized after not being the hustler. I may get some things if I wait, but not much left. And this is a good season to do that. Some of you missed out on some tremendous shopping deals at stores because they're out of them now. Even ordering online, some stuff is gone. It says out of stock. No more. Somebody was out there doing different things. 2 million tickets were sold in record time for the upcoming tour of Taylor Swift. Some people got those, other people didn't. And obviously, the people that got them, they're happy. Abe Lincoln said many things. Many of our presidents had some great words, but I like this one a lot because waiting is putting it off. It's procrastinating. Time is not on your side when you wait. Waiting in line. Isn't it nice that you can just order stuff from a department store, from a big box store, then go drive up to a little place and call on your phone. They bring it out and put it in your trunk. You don't have to wait in line. Express lanes in grocery stores have to wait in line. Although, I think if they're going to make me check out my own groceries, I tell them I'll do it, but I have a half off sale. It's buy one, get one free. So if you want me to check off my own groceries, that's fine, but it'll be this one I pay for, this one I don't. This one I pay for, this one I don't. It's amazing how they'll help me at the self-checkout lane check out. I guess because I ask. I don't know if that's true, but I have fun with it. Now, let's take another thought process to get you thinking. But not just one 5 that are powerful. And the last one I think is critical. Never depend on a single income. What have I been preaching in Wayne's World? Multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Again, we did a program about a month ago, Win with Aces. Fill out a Schedule A, a Schedule C, a Schedule E, and a Schedule S on your tax return, and I know you are a wealth builder. I have not found yet one person who's not wealthy who fills out all those forms. If they're out there, I haven't found them. That is almost a cadre to success. And again, we can't delay instant gratification and we spend too much money. You're not going to develop prosperity if you buy things you do not need. And what are we doing now? We have people selling things because of this process. I walked into a grocery store next to a new pawn shop. A lot of new pawn shops popping up, which tells me the economy's got something interestingly happening. And inside that pawn shop was a beautiful, beautiful Harley Davidson motorcycle. Somebody had to pawn that in these times. That had to be heartbreaking for them to pawn their motorcycle. And we talked about consumption, investment, and savings, and having a safe account and investing in real estate. Savings has to come first. You know my theory. If you're going to pay Uncle Sam X%, start putting that much away for yourself, then pay Uncle Sam, and then spend the rest. On taking risk, I love this quote, never test the depth of a river with both feet. Again, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But the most important one to me is my first step in my stairway to excellence. That's honesty. I love Warren Buffett's thought process on that as you build prosperity, because I believe honesty helps prosperity. I think in the long run, my honesty has helped me become more prosperous, not just in my wealth of money, but my wealth of friendships, in my wealth of relationships, in my wealth of my dealing with my family, because I'm honest. And again, the best quote is the one my father told me, Wayne, always tell the truth, and you will never have to remember what you said. Gosh, if I could just get more people taking that mindset, I would feel better. I try my best to do that. I want to close down today with something that I feel is not only adaptable to your real estate life, to your family life, to business life, to every life, and that is the concept that a management guru taught me years ago about effectiveness and efficiency. Now, at first, those sound like hard words to define, but he defined them very simply for me. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Efficiency is doing things right. Now, I often hear in my corporate training, and even in some of my real estate management training that I do across the country, people talking about we have to be more efficient, have to be more efficient. People, you got it wrong. If your 2023 business plan in real estate is to become more efficient, please stop right now and change that. Efficiency is not the problem. It's effectiveness that's the problem. You might be doing things right, but you're not doing the right thing. See, it's so easy in this business to confuse activity with accomplishment. There are loads of people who have a whole month left to reach a goal in real estate, help a few more clients buy and close. Are they doing the right things? Or are they just doing things right? See, this is a powerful but so simplistic concept. If you left here today with nothing more than this last few moments on becoming more prosperous by building your passion should be effectiveness first, efficiency second. Let me repeat that. Effectiveness first, efficiency second. Say it quietly to yourself. See, this is the genius, Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker said that quote many, many years ago. Peter Drucker probably trained every corporate 500 company, Fortune 1000 company, foreign countries, major corporations all over the world. With effectiveness first, efficiency second. It's better to do the right thing than to do things right. So as you look at your prosperity, as you reflect on 2022, have you been doing things right or just doing the right things? See, what's the highest priority activity, the HPA, you should be doing every day as a realtor? What's the one thing you do every single day as a realtor that's the only best thing you should be doing? Now, you've probably got a whole bunch of stuff coming in your head. What did you do last Tuesday? What are you going to do today? What's the plan for tomorrow? Are you working effectively today or efficiently today? I don't know about you, but my goal every year is pretty simple. My business plan is to find, attract, and keep enough clients to make the profit I want and serve the people I want to serve. That's what it's all about. We work backwards. But more importantly, the highest priority activity is getting face-to-face, eyeball to eyeball with somebody who can sign something. Pretty much everything else you're going to do today will not earn you one single dollar. Is it moving you toward earning a single dollar? I hope so. But if you don't make any contacts today, how do you get any appointments tomorrow? If you don't get any appointments tomorrow, how do you start generating leads? Leads from buyers and leads from sellers. And if you don't have any leads, how do you get sales? People, that's so simplistic. You got to make contacts to get appointments, to get leads, both buyer and seller. I'll call them LLs, to get sales. If you listen carefully, the highest productivity is making calls, CALLS, face-to-face with somebody who can sign something. That's all this business is. We can listen to convention speakers. We can go to NAR conventions. We can listen to managers. The bottom line is, if you are not performing the highest priority activity each day, the odds are the end results will not be there based on your business plan. No activity, no results. All the other activities don't generate income. In fact, many of them could be delegated. There's a phrase or a concept in economics called the opportunity cost. You should never be doing anything where somebody can do that thing for you for less price. So remember this, it's always better to do the right thing than to do things right. Effectiveness first, efficiency second. Now, how does that work in the real world? Well, I think I've mentioned this once before, but it's worth repeating. We have many people we know in the construction trades, the repair trades. They're remodeling a house, adding a new kitchen, building a new house. Contractors have been practicing this philosophy without even knowing it. They usually have a very simple philosophy. Measure twice, cut once. They know if they measure once, they may have to cut twice. That means more time wasted and possibly more product wasted. So it's a killer to their profit center. See, are you measuring twice and cutting once, or are you just cutting once and having to measure several times? If you think about it, how you price a property before they agree to let you market it, before you're willing to sign that agreement. Because we all know worse than no listing at all is an overpriced listing. Did you measure once and just tell them, listen to what they said, or did you give them your professional opinion and walk away? The most powerful tool I teach in my negotiation training is the BATNA. The walkaway power, the best alternative to negotiated agreement. Measure twice, cut once. And finally, Paprocki's principle of peak performance for pride and profit. I've taken Peter Drucker's definition of effectiveness and efficiency. Remember, he said it's always better to do the right thing than to do things right. I love that, but I went one step further. My focus, hopefully your focus for peak performance, for pride and profit, is doing the right things right. I have effectiveness first, but efficiency is also a part of it. I have two firsts. I think it's a tie for first. I will do the right thing today, and I'm going to do it right. Now, I might not be perfect because I don't demand perfection, but that will help me get better next day. So what I've left you with today is what I feel is the most powerful process to build prosperity. Remember, it's your passion that will let you want to do the right things right. It's the power of your focus, following one course until successful, that will lead you to prosperity. See, you've got or should have a financial goal, an exit strategy. Let's do the math. What if I buy 2 properties this year, 2 properties next year, 2 properties next year? What if I look at this? What if I do that? What are my multiple streams of income? What kind of things can I do? Call it a side hustle if you want. But it should all relate to the same thing. Are you doing the right things right? Or are you just going on from day to day? So I leave here with many thoughts, one of which is good, better, best. Never let it rest until you get as good as your better best. Understand the power, psychology of win-win equals results. So leave here today, plan your final month in the year, because it will be December in just a few days. Enjoy the holiday seasons with your family, friends. Remember, we get by giving, a good time to help other people not as fortunate as you, a good time to give back, not just in money, but in time. Many of you have done that over Thanksgiving, I'm sure. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank you for being in Wayne's World and hopefully helping yourself become a wealth whisperer. Have a great week. Bye.